Hey everybody, welcome to week number 2 of Activision Blizzard Media's first esports tournament, the Agency Showdown. Of course, this is day 2 now. It's going to be Tuesday, so we're well into the round of 16. But of course, if you're just joining us for the first time here in the Agency Showdown, of course, this tournament was launched by ABMedia to basically create a fun and exciting way for everybody to connect while being socially distanced. My name is Infinity, and I'm going to bringing you, I'm going to bring all of the action. As of this week's action, I suppose. I was casting all last week. This has been such a great tournament to cast thus far, and I'm very, very excited to continue casting the remainder of this showdown. Of course, we started this tournament with 32 teams. Of course, now we're down to our final 16, and as a matter of fact, we already have 4 of the 8 teams that will be moving on to the quarterfinals that do start on Wednesday, April 29th. So that is going to be tomorrow. But that means tonight we do have 4 more teams to progress in the tournament. That means we have 4 more matches to get underway. But before we get into match number 1, I suppose it's a good idea for me to give a quick rundown of what this tournament is, what's the format, what game we're playing here in the first ever Agency Showdown. Of course, the game, hence why I'm here, is Call of Duty Modern Warfare, of course, my speciality. I'm very, very excited to say that it is a fun game. It's a very, very fun game. And everybody on every single match, every single map across this entire tournament will be playing on Search and Destroy. Search and Destroy, if you don't know, is a game mode that is essentially, it's one of the oldest, it's one of the staples of the Call of Duty franchise. Of course, it has never not been in a game at launch. It's a staple, right? You're never not going to see it in a Call of Duty game. If you're unaware of what Search and Destroy is, it's a very, very classic. It's, again, you've got 2 sides, your offense and your defense. Every single Search and Destroy game is played in a best of 11 in round-based gameplay. Of course, every round, you have your offense, you have a defense. The offense, their job is to take the bomb towards one of 2 sites, A or B. The defense, their job, of course, is protect said sites. Each round will last 2 minutes. The offensive team can, of course, win by getting the bomb down on one of those sites and getting it to explode. The defensive team can win by essentially either stopping the plant altogether or defusing it if the bomb is planted. And, of course, both sides can win via elimination too. There are no respawns here in Search and Destroy, so once you die in any round, you're done for the round. Your teammates then have to move on. So that is Search and Destroy. Remember, it is best of 11 in every single map here. 1st to 6th, that means. And overall, we have 3 maps in every single series. We're playing best of 3 format. The first to two games will be moving on in this tournament. We've seen a hell of a lot of 2-0s. Yesterday, actually, we saw a couple of 2-1s where the games were extremely intense. And again, as we get further along in this tournament, I feel like the gameplay is going to get a lot more intense. I think it's fair to say. A lot of these teams are actually looking pretty good, especially some of these players, which I'll be talking about as we get into each match. And of course, it is important to note, you guys should be subscribed to the Activision Blizzard Media channel, because if you are, then you'll get the notifications of when we go live for the remainder of this tournament and any future content that Activision Blizzard Media actually has planned for this YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. I believe you can click the bell, actually, and then you actually get the notifications of when we do go live. And of course, if you want to talk about any of the action that happens tonight, and as for any other of the days that we have upcoming for this week, you can talk about all the action here with the hashtag Agency Showdown on Twitter. So make sure you're getting in the conversation about all of these matches that are going down tonight. But without any further ado, I think it's a good idea to talk about the matches that we actually have coming in tonight. As I said, we already have 4 teams making it through to the quarterfinals. That's going to be We Tried, the Inner Circle, Aligned by EOD, and the Off Patents. But again, 4 more spots to give out tonight. That means 4 more matches. Cloud of Duty versus Paratroopers is the first matchup. That will be followed by the Golden Geese versus WQ United, Flavors versus GSD Mania, and finally, Viewability versus Blame It on the Wi-Fi. So those are the 4 matches that we have tonight, guys. But I think it's a good idea to get into the very first one. It's going to be Cloud of Duty versus Paratroopers. Now, these 2 teams in their first round matchups in the round of 32 both got 2-0 victories over DesTK and the Strutting Country Ducks, respectively. As I always do, or as I say as I always did, I started yesterday. After looking at week number 1, I actually took a look at some of these teams and who I kind of thought was the MVP for each side. In this instance, I actually feel like it's going to be Mully and Dozitan. Those are the players to be watching out for Cloud of Duty and Paratroopers, respectively. And without a shadow of a doubt, you go look at the footage from their matches against Des CK and Strutting Country Ducks. And again, you see Mully, you see Dozitan. They are absolutely the standout players for these sides. So do not be surprised if they are the ones that stand out here again in this matchup. But I'm very excited to see them go head to head. Again, this is going to be best of 3, so we're going to have 3 consecutive search and destroy maps for as long as, of course, it does go the distance in the series. And the first of those search and destroy maps we're going to be having here is Hackney Yard. Now, I'm going to be doing my best as your guide throughout all of these matches to talk about sort of how these maps are going to play. Hackney Yard is actually one of the more open maps we have in the rule set, and what I mean by that is there are very many lines of sight to play. If you're an AR player, this is actually quite a nice map for you. Maybe not at Call of Duty League level or a Challengers level even. If you're a competitive player, the map gets a lot more fast-paced, especially with some of the AR control that you can maybe perform on this map. But I definitely would say if your favorite weapon in this game is an M4A1, this map absolutely benefits you, especially that giant mid lane. You're surely going to see it being played here quite a lot. And to give a bit of context as well, Hackney Yard, of course, it actually started out the season as a Call of Duty League map. It was in the competitive rotation. It was played in some of those early, what we call 1000 series tournaments between teams in the Challenger circuit. Again, it is a very, very fun map to play. It is actually played competitively in Hardpoint and Domination 2. Without any further ado, though, let's get into Hackney Yard for map number 1. To be honest, I'm very, very excited to see these two teams go head-to-head again. You know, going back and looking at the footage from week 1, they have proven to be quite a good side. So, you know, quite a threat, I think, as we go further on this tournament. And I think, actually, for me personally, I think as we do move on in this tournament, I think we're going to start to lose a few teams that is going to make me quite sad. I think this might be one of those occasions where, having seen the way that Cloud of Duty and Paratroopers were able to dominate their respective matches in round 1, it is going to be sad to lose one of them here as we move into the round of 16. Remember, one of these two teams will be moving on to the final 8, but it will be only one. We're going to be kicking things off here with Cloud of Duty on the offense. Apparently, these guys have bots on their team, which I think is a mistake that will surely be fixed with potential restart. I don't know. There we go. Draw host end game. I don't know if it's coming back to me on camera right now. Apologies for that, guys. We just started with some bots on the teams, but it doesn't matter. Maybe it would have been fun actually to see an experiment of the bots being on either side to see how they sort of affect the respective teams. Maybe Mundy and Wetchler, which is actually the bots that managed to find their way into the game, would have made a real difference to each team. That being said, it just means we're going to see a quick restart and get right back into the game. But as I said, I'm very, very excited to see Cloud of Duty versus Paratroopers. Again, the players you want to look out for here in this series are going to be Mully and Dozitan. Those guys played so well in their round number one matchups, and I've no doubt that they'll play very well in round number 2 as well. And remember, this is the 5th round of 16 matchup we have actually had. Of course, if you weren't here yesterday, you will have missed all of the tasty matchups we had in round day 1 of the second week. So yeah, if you did miss that, well, this is going to be your first taste of round of 16 action. And what a nice time to come in and taste the Call of Duty action, as we have Cloud of Duty now taking on Paratroopers. We're down at 3v3. This is how Call of Duty should be played. And again, just to remind everybody at home, these teams are going to be switching sides every 3 rounds. So Cloud of Duty are going to be the first team up to the bat on what we call the offensive side. They're going to be having to plant the bomb on the A site. Paratroopers now going to have to defend it. And they've done a great job of defending it actually so far, but I love the aggression from Infinite Insight. Mully is going to punish. Leaves Dozitan now in a 1 versus 3. Of course, Dozitan, the only player on Paratroopers to have actually got a kill thus far in this game. Now going to activate Dead Silence in round number 1. Bomb is down for Cloud of Duty, and Dozitan now on the flank. Surely Wix doesn't notice this. I think Dozitan has actually just spotted out Wix. It comes down to a one-on-one engagement. One of these players is going to walk away from round number 1 with an ace. Mully puts some shots in. Dozitan goes for the challenge. The jump up from Mully. Dozitan, though, has their number. And straight away, folks, we're dealing with a 1 versus 2 here in round number 1 from Dozitan. an ace to kick off this one as well. And what a win there for Paratroopers. Bomb, defuse, and I said it before we got into it. Hey guys, Molly and Dozidan, they're the players to watch out for. Well, guess what? Here they are in a 1 versus 1. It will be Dozidan coming out on top of the engagement first off. So as I said, Paratroopers doing a great job on the defense of starting strong. Now, of course, given they have the default streaks on, Dozidan should have just earned themselves a personal radar. Unfortunately, I won't be able to see whether or not that is the case. For now, though, Wick's going to start this round strong. That M4A1 in hand takes out Wolfman. Now 3 versus 2 here for Cloud of Duty. They also have a good amount of bomb control. Do want to have to be careful, though, as Dozidan now coming in behind for a flank. Puts those first shots in. Unfortunately, isn't going to finish the kill. Wick's going to slip away. Our Infinite Insight takes out K-Smith, but it has now been traded off as Mully takes him down. And guess what? The deja vu here. Dozidan in a 1 versus 2 once again. Be very careful. Runs right into Wicks. Wins that fight. Going to walk away with their lives. I think Mully has all the hairs on the back of their neck stand up in this one-on-one. And, well, we're here once again, folks, in a one-on-one engagement between Mully and Dozidan. Dozidan, who has had a flawless performance in round number 1 and round number 2. Hasn't died yet. He's got 4 kills to their name, looking to win yet another one-on-one engagement. And I think the key thing here for Dozidan is they don't want to get overly aggressive. They're not the ones that need to move, of course. If you're in a 1 versus 1, and the time is at this point, there's 35 seconds left of the clock. Of course, Mully is going to have to reserve about 5 seconds to actually get that plant down on the bomb. Dozidan doesn't really want to make that first move forward. And this is the right play to make. I think Dozidan is just going to pre-aim this A site. I don't necessarily think Mully will check it if they do go to A. Unfortunately, for Dozidan, that's not the case at all. You actually take your look over towards A. And it is going to be a B plant here. Dozidan now makes their way over to the site. Of course, Mully will be checking it periodically. Going to go all the way back towards the defensive spawn. And of course, this is actually a pretty good spot for Mully. They can just keep on checking this site, keep on popping it out pretty much with very little risk. What does Dozidan do here? Oh, Dozidan can check it. Does Mully spot him out? I think they have. Dozidan going to go for the check. No, Tobic around the corner. Dozidan gets the camera angle, and Mully just isn't ready for it. The defuse will come in for Dozidan. They've got enough time. And a 5-0 start for Dozidan. A defuse in hand too. Cloud of Duty going to lose yet another one-on-one between Mully and Dozidan. You're going to see it here from Dozidan's perspective once again. Slides around the corner. Unfortunately, Mully just isn't prepared for it. Now, once again here, Paratroopers, on their last defensive round, have played their first few rounds pretty well. Can't lie. See if they can play this one just as well. Apparently not. K-Smith going to draw that first blood onto an unsuspecting Wolfman. And now Infinite Insight and Dozidan left up in a 2 versus 3 once again. But Dozidan utilising the streaks early on. Here comes the missile from up high. Of course, the problem here for Dozidan is the bomb is being planted on A. And unfortunately for Dozidan, surely not. Dozidan just spotted out K-Smith. Has K-Smith got that? Dozidan, no! That's the answer. Dozidan going to win that one-on-one engagement. Wicks and Mully, still the names on the hit list for Dozidan, though, going to be utilising Dead Silence to move across the map without being spotted. Going to get shot from the left. Dozidan surely going to go straight for this challenge, and they do! Mully going to win that fight, though. Dozidan, their shots are off. A little bit dozy in that scenario. Needs to wake up. Now Infinite Insight, 1 versus 2. Doesn't really have the time. I think gets shot in the back from a 725, actually. And Cloud of Duty find a round on the board here in round number 3. A great defense and a great round to take too. I think Dozidan absolutely on a high. And utility was used in that round. So in a competitive setting, guys, normally you talk about utility. Unfortunately, we don't actually get streaks in competitive. They are what's called GA'd, where teams agree not to use them. But I think in a casual setting here, you have a bit of utility utilised by Dozy Dan, of course. Now that that missile is out of the way, it means that KLAUD do not have to worry about that in a later round. And even better, Dozy Dan has been knocked off said kill streak. So Paratroopers not going to be earning any more streaks anytime soon. Instead, now maybe Cloud of Duty can start to get something going. Of course, Cloud of Duty now in the defense, though, as we switch sides here in round number 4. Wolfman, you know, they're taken down there by the Kar 98K of Wix. That's a weapon you very rarely see. Not the way I would play this, to be honest with you. I think Wix thinks this is World War II. It's not. This is far from the best weapon in the game, but Dozy Dan picks up the first kill. Great trades, respective one-on-one engagements won by Cloud of Duty, and a great defensive win there for Cloud of Duty. Paratroopers looked to be a little bit aimless on their offensive push. Infinite Insight falls to Mully in that final one-on-one engagement. And hey guys, I said this would be a close affair. Already proving to be so. First blood drawn by Wolfman here in this round. Again, Dozy Dan, who doesn't really have any qualms with getting overly aggressive, going straight for this flank. Should spot out Mully. Going to surely get the kill if they get the shots on, and they do. And early on in this round, only takes 20 seconds for K-Smic to be left up in a 1 versus 3. Not the best weaponry in hand, too. This is not a meta weapon. Of course, when we talk about the meta, we mean your MP5s, your N4A1, and if you extend it to a casual setting, the 725. Now, though, K-Smic has a lot of time to work with in this round, of course, and I suppose the good thing for them is that they don't have to play aggressor. Maybe, though, they will look for those first kill on to Infinite Insight in the mid-map. Going to walk away, though, Infinite Insight without losing their life. And K-Smic now, the heartbeat sensor in hand, will be able to see a player to their left. Of course, now I think the problem here is that Paratroopers, they kind of know, well, they've got a free plant on A, not really a problem, and they're going to get that down. It's going to put the timer down to 45 seconds. Force the issue now, and K-Smic is the one on the back foot entirely. No dead silence to work with here for K-Smic. Looking for the kill onto Infinite Insight. Does get it. This is good from K-Smic, but needs to find a little bit more. Gets that first blood, but Dozy Dan is really the threat for me. Get the second onto Wolfman. Unfortunately not. Wolfman's going to spot him out, and now K-Smic with 14 seconds left in this round kind of has to go again. You've got to reserve 5 seconds for the defuse, and that's not going to happen. K-Smic is not going to get on this bomb, and Wolfman and Dozy Dan live to see another round here, as they will take the advantage in this one. K-Smic's going to die for the bomb as well. You've got to be careful with that bomb. It does go off, but it does have quite a large blast radius. Paratroopers going to regain their advantage here when they were 2-0 up. Went to 2-2, and now it's 3-2. Great performance from them so far. Now, though, 3-2 up are Paratroopers once again. Let's see where they go with this bomb. Of course, this is their last offensive round. Dozy Dan going to strike first in this one. Wix is down. Mully almost going to fall to Wolfman, and they do. And now it's down to K-Smic once again in a 1 versus 3. They were in this exact position last time. And even worse is the fact that K-Smic is again in the exact same position over towards B when the bomb is being planted down in A. Can they make a better attempt of this situation? K-Smic going to shoot thin air. I think Wolfman is absolutely well aware of where K-Smic is, of course, with the heartbeat sensor probably going to spot him out. Wolfman, though, with the dual pistols, going to be picking up that final kill. And at the end of our second set of search and destroy rounds, it will be the Paratroopers that hold a 4-2 advantage over Cloud of Duty. Wolfman going to close it out with those dual 3.57s. Beautiful shots. Dead silence has been earned for Infinite Insight. Actually going to utilise it pretty much straight away. A bit premature there, I feel like, popping that. 5 seconds into the round. Probably wasn't the right call, in my opinion, at least. But who knows? I'm a caster for a reason, right, guys? I don't play the game at a professional level. Maybe Infinite Insight is a better player than I. Apparently not. Never mind. It's down. Molly going to take him out of the equation, and Cloud of Duty already with a man advantage early on in this round, but they have played it very conservatively. Of course, Bomb all the way in the back spawn. Maybe now K-Smic as the advanced guard. Scouting out the B site and the mid map. Dozidan elsewhere going to take out Wix on the flank, and now this is going to create a two-dimensional problem here for the Cloud of Duty side. They have to worry about a player potentially in the spawn when there is one, and Dozidan on the flank. Dozidan is going to run through with that MP5. That is the right play to make. Wolfman is going to die elsewhere. Dozidan has to go through the doors. This is the one problem here for Dozidan in this 1 versus 2, is that those doors are closed, and it's why they are so problematic in Modern Warfare, one of the new additions in this game to Call of Duty. Dozidan looking for this first kill, gets it onto Mully, and that's the big head to take once again. But K-Smic will not go down without a fight. I believe Dozidan has actually just utilized a personal radar. Throws a stun out. Dozidan knows where K-Smic is. Going for the shots. Has to be wary about the amount of time they've got left. Goes for the kill. Gets it. Do they have enough time to go to the bomb? They should do, as long as they don't mess it up. The defuse coming in from Dozidan. And yet another clutch, folks. 12-2 is Dozidan. And 5-2 now in the map count, in the round count, I should say, are Paratroopers. Going to see this final kill. For a second there, I thought that maybe Dozidan didn't have enough time to get the kill and go back for the defuse, but they don't mess it up. They win the one-on-one against K-Smic. And hey, here we are. 5-2 now for Paratroopers. Cloud of Duty need a flawless search and destroy performance here. And they are the ones on offense. Now, they don't realize it just yet, but they do have an entirely free B bomb site. K-Smic with the heartbeat sensor has just spotted out 2 players in the mid-map. Goes for the challenge. Do they get the kill? No! Wolfman has K-Smic's number. Now Mully and Wix, after entry onto this B site all alone. Dozidan with yet another missile. Takes out Wix. And it's just down to Mully in a 1 versus 3. Of course, if you do want any player in this 1 versus 3, it would be Mully. But you're asking for a lot from anybody to pull off a 1 versus 3. In Modern Warfare, they are incredibly hard. But it's going to get the first kill money. Wolfman now down for the count. Has to be well aware of the fact that Dozidan is pre-aiming those doors. So as soon as Mully walks out of 1, they're dead to rights. May have just heard a player approaching from down low. Maybe not. As Mully is trapped inside the top offices right now. As soon as Mully enters out one of these doors, they are done for, surely. Maybe not. If Mully gets the right timing on this. Dozidan pre-aiming those doors once again. And I love this from Infinite Insight and Dozidan. Not really overstepping their boundaries, just making sure they're keeping an eye on the exits of this top office area. But Infinite Insight may be overstepping those boundaries right now. Moving up, crouching, trying to make this silent. Mully wins the gunfight. And now there's potentially an exit for Mully. Mully will take that and move over towards the A site. Great performance from Mully here. Great call to actually just run straight away. Dozidan, of course, still under the impression that Mully is up top over offices. That's not the case at all. Mully has already rotated over towards A, is currently planting this bomb. And now you've got to be saying, well, really, what does Dozidan do here? How do they react? Of course, MP5 in hand, just going to utilize Dead Silence straight away to run towards this site. Forcing the issue straight away. I like it. Gives themselves a lot of time here to jump on the defuse. But look at this positioning from Mully laying down. As soon as that stun goes out, surely you'd think Mully will check this site. And they will. Dozidan, though, has a number. Mully checks up at the wrong time. Dozidan is pre-aiming the window. And that is another fight won for Dozidan. They will finish this search and destroy 14-2. Those are incredible numbers. Paratroopers are going to take map number 1 in this series, 6-2. You're going to see this final kill cam once again. Beautiful kill from Dozidan. Great Great performance there in map number 1 on Hackney Yard. You look at those final scoreboards again, and this is no discredit to Wolfman and Infinite Insight, who absolutely had their part to play, but I kind of felt like that was Dozy Dan versus Cloud of Duty there in map number 1. A great performance from them, really proving their worth. I've got a feel for Cloud of Duty again. Great performance from Dozy Dan, individually speaking, clutched up when they needed to. But a lot of those 10 situations I kind of felt was down to Mully. If maybe Wix and K-Smith can step things up for Cloud of Duty, or maybe even Mully, if Mully can step up and get a stronger back and carry the side more, maybe we'll see more of a chance from Cloud of Duty here coming into map number 2. Of course, that map number 2 is going to be Gunrunner. This is actually a map still in the Call of Duty League rotation. It is a map played by the professional players, and if you guys want to see it played in the professional circuit, you can do so every 2 weeks. We'll have a home series run completely online now. That's where the Call of Duty League is at. The next one up, I believe, is the Seattle home series, or the Florida one, in like 2 weeks' time. We just had the Chicago one. It was great. What a performance there from the Empire to win. But again, if you guys want to watch that, youtube.com/COD League. I believe that is where all of the action goes down. That being said, we're now in the round of 16 here in the Agency Showdown. And once again, Paratroopers 1-0 up in this first series. This is only a best of 3 too. So they win this next map, they are already through to the quarterfinals alongside you. And we tried the inner circle aligned by EOD and the off pattern. So joining 4 teams already waiting there. Paratroopers looking to guarantee a spot in the top 8, and it would be a very well-deserved performance, at least from Dozy Dan. I will say, Dozy Dan is one of the players that is absolutely standing out in this tournament so far, really showing their worth in this one. Maybe, who knows, though, we'll see a great performance out of Dozy Dan's teammates. Maybe, just maybe, Cloud of Duty can come out swinging. Of course, you've really got to think about the fact that against Dead CK in round 1, they went 6-0 on St. Petrograd, 6-1 on Crash. Paratroopers, of course, didn't actually have as easy as a go of it in their first round matchup. But here they're looking a little bit superior. Maybe that all changes, though, again, as we go into Gunrunner. Now, usually speaking, when I see this map played in a competitive setting, B site is the site that is preferred. That is because it is easier to get through for the offense, and then afterwards easy to defend. Wolfman, though, going to draw first blood. Dozy Dan follows up with another one. Hey-ho. Once again, it is Mully now left up in a 1 versus 3. The overkill perk, which enables you to have 2 primary weapons. In this case, a submachine gun and a sniper rifle. The submachine gun being the MP5 and the sniper rifle being the HTR, is going to enable Mully to have that. That will be extremely proficient on a map like this, where there's long line of sights, especially towards B on cover of the A site. Can be good. I suppose that might be the strategy here for Mully, is just plant the bomb on B and then watch it from afar with the sniper rifle. Unfortunately, I don't know if Mully's even going to get that opportunity. Wolfman spots him out on the cross, takes him down, and Paratroopers here already starting off with a clean defensive win in round number 1. Well, Paratroopers here again. Everyone doing their part. Everybody gets 1 kill in the first round. No deaths. So flawless performance, as I said, in round number 1 from Paratroopers. Will we see an instant response from Cloud of Duty? Apparently so. Dozy Dan taken out of the equation by that first gunfight from K-Smith. That's a great win. Now it's down to Wolfman and Infinite Insight here to defend this B site. Infinite Insight is very, very close. Could actually catch a couple of Cloud of Duty players off guard, but has to play this one very carefully. Bomb now going down. Great smoke cover from Cloud of Duty, and now it's up to Wolfman and Infinite Insight to retake the site. Wolfman gets 1, Infinite Insight gets the other, and now it's down to Mully in a 1 versus 2. Infinite Insight gets it with the deagle. Beautiful 2-piece from Infinite Insight. Wix and Money down, and Paratroopers. I said if Wolfman and Infinite Insight can step things up, things will be looking spicy for the Paratroopers. And well, they've got a whole drawer of spices. An Insight here with those dual deagles. Gonna win that second 1-on-1. Beautiful 2-piece there in the final kill cam. Very well played from Infinite Insight. And Paratroopers now 2-0 up. That is a round that you simply do not lose if you are Cloud of Duty. You have the bomb down on B again. It is the easier bomb site to defend. And they lose it without Dozy Dan even being on the map. That is a stressful situation to be in. And now, of course, Cloud of Duty now have Yet another chance to perform well on the offense. Mully with the bomb in hand. Looking to move towards B once again, but doesn't want to do so without drawing first blood. I believe paratroopers have actually deployed a drone. Infinite Insight is going to be down to that. Maybe tagging players and letting the teammates know exactly where they are, of course. And this is actually allowing Wolfman and Dozy Dan a hell of a lot of time to essentially just reposition for what will essentially be a B push. Of course, you can see Wolfman in an area known as U. That's because it's shaped like a U on the mini-map. Covering this B site from the mid-map. Dozy Dan takes Wix out over towards B. And now maybe forcing Cloud of Duty away towards an A push. That is actually what is going to happen. But unfortunately for Mully, K-Smic actually hasn't joined them on the journey towards A. Mully, though, doesn't need him. Dozy Dan now out for the count. Wolfman maybe going to stop this rotation. K-Smic could be playing this one so well. Oh, my word. Well, K-Smic's going to win that one. Wolfman and K-Smic, the fight goes down. And now, just like this, Infinite Insight left up in a 1 versus 2. Stuck in a Mully and K-Smic sandwich in Infinite Insight. Can't imagine they're the tastiest fill-in in the world. But have had a 3-0 start to this game. Can they make yet another 1 versus 2 possible? Of course, got to beat up the Stupid's last round. Maybe so. Gets that kill onto Mully, and theoretically speaking, they could just jump on this defuse. K-Smic, all they need to do is watch this bomb. Infinite Insight turns around for the kill. Not going to pick it up. K-Smic wins the 1-on-1. And Cloud of Duty find a round here in round number 3. Paratroopers still maintain their lead, but that is their first slip up in this game. K-Smic going to win that one with the kilo. I'll tell you one thing for sure, Infinite Insight most certainly impressing on this map. I've got to give it to them again. I think they've been the quietest player on this Paratroopers lineup, both in those victories against Des CK in round number 1 and in round number 1, or in map number 1 of this series. Infinite Insight to me has been the quietest player on this lineup. Now really starting to show their true colours. Maybe they were just needing to evolve. Yeah, Dozy Dan going to start things off though with their first blood in round number 4. Of course, we have switched sides. Remember, guys, that in the casual setting, teams switch sides every 3 rounds. But a great offense so far from Paratroopers. So once again, Dozy Dan, the first player down for Paratroopers. Wolfman, designated bomb carrier, is going to plant on the B site. Mully now in a 1 versus 2. Has to retake. Of course, M4 in hand. Not a bad weapon to have whatsoever. Might just jump over Infinite Insight. Gonna go for it. Mully not gonna check. Infinite Insight just gonna look up and say, hey, is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Mully, and I'm gonna shoot it down. Great play there from Infinite Insight with the M4 variant. Spots Mully up top, closes out the round. Once again, Paratroopers doing some great things here on Gunrunner Search and Destroy. Maybe an Infinite Insight's been watching a bit of Call of Duty League in their spare time. Who knows? Most certainly, though, Paratroopers here. Now back to a normal 3 versus 3 at the start of this offensive round. Let's see what they can do. Once again, it's going to be the drone from Infinite Insight. It's going to be revealing the location of K-Smic over towards the A site. Going to be letting teammates know that Wix is in U. And now the search for Mully is Infinite Insight with this drone, I feel. Wix, though, takes down Wolfman, and that's going to slow this push right up, of course, because as Wolfman falls, the bomb actually falls with them. Inside the boiler room, Dozy Dan able to retrieve it with very little lost. And now maybe the question for Paratroopers is, what do you do in this scenario? Because you're in, again, a 2 versus 3. You have a little bit of space to rotate. Dozy Dan has to be careful because Wix is right behind him. Infinite Insight loses that 1-on-1 against K-Smic, and I feel like this might be a round for Cloud of Duty. Dozy Dan, though, has made 1v3s previously. Is looking to do it again here. Is going to be able to plant this bomb down on B. The question is, what do they do off the back of getting this plant down? Runs right past K-Smic. I don't know if K-Smic is going to be aware of that whatsoever. Dozy Dan actually going to run right through the defense. Surely not. This is the weirdest run I think I've ever seen from a player. Dozy Dan gets right into the one-on-one. Now it's this one-on-one versus Wix. Ring around the rosy. Wix is gonna have Dozy Dan's life. And Wix win that one-on-one engagement. Is gonna win the round for Cloud of Duty. Deary me. Ooh, for a second there, I thought that Dozy Dan was going to pull off the 1 versus 3. I mean, I called it maybe a little bit prematurely, but Wix closes out the one-on-one against Dozy Dan. Very lucky to actually get those final shots away. Now, Paratroopers here, 3-2 up over Cloud of Duty. Great start in this round. Again, this is their final offensive push. Dozy Dan and Wolfman going to start things strong with first blood. So now, of course, it's down to K-Smic in a 1 versus 3. Historically hasn't been too good at these and will not find it here. Great performance from Infinite Insight to pick up that final kill. And just like that, folks, Dozy Dan, sorry, hit the final kill. But just like that, folks, it is going to be Paratroopers with a 4-2 advantage here in Search and Destroy. Once again, history repeating itself because you've got to remember you look towards map number 1, and this is exactly what happened at the end of the second set of Search and Destroy rounds. Now that we switch sides, it is going to be Cloud of Duty once again on the offense. What can they do? Bomb in hand for Mully. Has the support of K-Smic as they make their way over towards the A site. Going to have to be careful though, because Infinite Insight, who has had a great game thus far, is over there. Cooking up a nade. Let's see if it lands. He's actually going to tag K-Smic, but K-Smic going to get away with it alive, at least temporarily. And I think this is, at the very least, going to slow up this push right down to a snail's pace towards A. Maybe even make Cloud of Duty rethink their, I guess, their strategy going into this round, because A is it's no longer open. Or maybe it is. Mully's instead maybe attempting to reposition through the office. And I'd like to see a pincer moving here coming out of Mully and K-Smic. Mully picks up that first blood onto Wolfman. That's really going to send Paratroopers into a worrying state of mind, because now they know they have to defend this A site. It could have even opened the opportunity for Cloud of Duty to rotate over towards B. I think that's what Mully has in mind. Just be very careful though, because Dozy Dan's right in front of him. Surely not. They cross paths like two ships in the night. And Dozy Dan picks up that first blood on to Mully. It's now a 2 versus 2 scenario. Dozy Dan has the bomb down in the mid-map. Going to work off it so beautifully too, as K-Smic is down for the count. And now Dozy Dan here looking for the ace, is about to get in this engagement against Wix. Wix on the other side of this half wall goes for the jump up at the completely wrong time. Dozy Dan with the pre-aim, and Paratroopers find themselves on map point yet again here as match point, as it would have it. Great performance from Dozy Dan in that round. An ace to close it out. And hitting double figures once again, as they are now 10-4 in this game. Beautiful play from Dozy Dan. Beautiful play from Paratroopers. And Cloud of Duty now need a perfect search and destroy. And I just do not know if it's possible. I'd love to entertain the idea. But again, you got to think back to map number 1, where it was 6-2 to Paratroopers there. Paratroopers have looked like a great team so far in this tournament. I think Cloud of Duty might have just met their match in this Paratroopers lineup. But that being said, this is still possible. Mully falls to Wolfman. Wix is now going to be targeted with this cruise missile. Wolfman takes down K-Smic elsewhere. And it's down to a 1 versus 3 for Wix. Surely going to die to Infinite Insight. And that is what happens. Beautiful play there from Paratroopers. And what a performance in the round of 16. They'll be the 5th team joining the 4 teams that moved into the round of 8, or the quarterfinals, I should say, yesterday. You're going to see Infinite Insight in your final cam, and I've got to give him a shout out. I've got to put my hands up and say, hey, I had no faith in Infinite Insight in that game. I thought Dozy Dan was going to do it all, but it wasn't Dozy Dan. Wolfman and Infinite Insight woke up, and they absolutely performed incredibly. So congratulations to Paratroopers. They are through to the quarterfinals as the 5th team, moving on to that round. But guys, 3 more matches tonight. Of course, we are not done with Call of Duty action just yet in the Agency Showdown. Next up will be the Golden Geese taking on WQ United to make it into the quarterfinals. Of course, these two teams, they had some nice close matchups in round number 1. Let's see how they get on in the round of 16. Catch that match after this break. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Activision Blizzard Media Agency Showdown. If you're just joining us, you missed a cracker of a first match between Cloud of Duty and Paratroopers. The latter squad, Paratroopers, actually ended up coming out on top 2-0 over their opposition. Both maps went 6-2 to the winning team. Now that we move on to our second match of the night, again, this is for another place in the quarterfinal. It's going to be between the Golden Geese and WK United. Both squads in their round one matchups taking 2-0 victories over Lebashira and the #Gulag guys respectively, and of course both squads actually having dominant performances in both cases. I think it was like 6-2, 6-1 for the Golden Geese and 6-0, 6-1 for WK United. So key victories there in the round number one. We move into round number two, and no doubt it's going to be a great matchup between these two sides. Now, again, I did what I've always done for all these matches and took a look at the VODs before coming into this one, and I've picked out a couple of players that you guys should be looking out for in this series. It, of course, is for me here anyway. It will be Red Fox for the Golden Geese, a player that performed so well in both of their victories on Gunrunner and St. Petrograd against Lebashira. And on the other side of things, it was kind of a mix between Dolphinglas, who had a great map one, and Onedig, who had a great map two. But having a look at both of the way they played, for me, I actually went with Onedig in the end. So that's the player to be looking out for WK United. But I think it is important just to note that it kind of does say something that not only do they have Onedig performing very well, but they actually have Dolphinglas, who is just as good of a player, again, if not better, I suppose, on WK United. So those are the players to be looking out for in this matchup. That's the head-to-head that's going to matter really here in this series. And remember, guys, the stakes are high for this series. It is single elimination here in the Agency Showdown. So once you lose a match, you are done, you're dusted, you're out of the tournament. You can say bye-bye to that beautiful trophy that goes to the winner at the end. The winner, of course, will be moving on to the next round, the quarter finals. That being said, I believe the first map of our best of three is ready to get underway. Right now, it is going to be Ramaza. Neither of these two teams have played Ramaza so far in this tournament, so it'll be interesting to see how these guys match up. But for those of you who are unfamiliar with Ramaza, let me break down this map for you guys. Of course, it is just like many maps that we have in our map rotation here for the Agency Showdown, a map that is played by pros in the Call of Duty League. It is very, very close quarters. There are lines of sight for assault rifles, but do not be surprised if the SMGs and the shotgun players come out on top here, because those lines of sight are going to be the ones where really you're going to see players run into each other at choke points, and that's kind of how Ramaza plays. In terms of the bomb sites that teams go to, of course, as normally you'll have one bomb site that's actually preferred. On Ramaza, in my opinion at least, I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think you normally see 50-50 splits, both in a competitive setting and in a casual setting towards A and towards B. Although, if you do choose to go towards the A site, you of course have to cross the dreaded bridge, as it were. And there normally is somebody on what we call top construction with an AR, with an assault rifle, ready and watching that line of sight. So you do have to be careful if you are going to go to A. But again, we will see how this matchup goes. This is, again, I mean, this is the beauty of the round of 16, right? Is at this point in the tournament, even this early on in the bracket, we're starting to get these matchups where I think things are going to be very, very close. Now, I actually said this about Cloud of Duty and Paratroopers, and it wasn't. I will say that. But I think that's just a testament to just how good of a squad Paratroopers are. Maybe, though, maybe that doesn't happen here. Maybe we have a very close series between the Golden Geese and WK United. Let's see what both of these squads can do. The Golden Geese now going to be starting things strong. Bomb in hand. And remember, they have 3 shots at offense before they switch sides with WK United. And straight towards B it is. Now, they're going to have to be careful because control of Grandma's, as it's called, which is just that house overlooking the B site, is currently being held by WK United, and rather well. Onedig going to start things strong with that first blood onto CT cores. And just going to walk away from the site. Dolphinglas is pretty much content covering the bomb site all on their own. To be very careful, of course. Chef Boy DeBow up top in the window, going to run away just at the exact right moment as Dolphinglas comes walking up the stairs. And you get the feeling here that Golden Geese actually might be angling for an A push. They have 2 players that have essentially filtered through right into the spawn of WK United, and I don't think the defensive side are entirely aware of it. Red Fox now with the bomb in hand, making their move towards B. That's not the right bomb site to choose. Of course, they had a free plant over towards A. Let's see if they can win on these one-on-one engagements, though. Onedig not ready for it. Surely not an execution. Nope. Red Fox actually just stabs in the back. I think they're actually looking for the execution animation, but it doesn't come through. Now Red Fox going to go for the bomb. That's rather naive, to be honest, to just jump on the bomb and not expect somebody from WQ United to actually defend it. Alas, though, the bomb is not planted. Not Harry's is going to be picking up that kill, and now it's down to Chef Boy at the bow. Let's see what they can cook up here with this thermal MP5 in hand. Drops down, makes a lot of noise, and of course, there to clean it up once again is Not Harry's in that exact same position. That's the site you kind of want to pre-aim as you drop down. That should be Dolphin Clues hit with the M4A1 to pick up the final kill, and essentially a flawless round there from WQ United on the defense. Great start from them. Let's see if they can continue it on into round number 2. Got to admit, a little bit saddened there by Golden Geese. They could have gone for a rotation over towards A through the spawn. That might have thrown WQ United off, but it doesn't work out that way. Now let's see what Golden Geese can do on the offense. Red Fox, the appointed MVP for the Golden Geese, has the bomb in hand. Of course, support being provided by CT Cores and Chef Boyer Debo. Dolphin Clus, 1D and Not Harry's hit on the defense. Now just anticipating where Golden Geese are going to be on the offense. Red Fox, I believe, has just spotted out Dolphin Clus on the bridge. Probably will check it there. Not going to happen, actually. Chef Boyer Debo instead is going to pick up that fight. And now the Golden Geese believes they have an open field to plant over on A. Has to be wary, though. Not Harry's is sitting in the corner. Goes for the kill and wins it against Red Fox. Red Fox just entirely unaware of what's happening over on the A site. And now Chef Boy Debo in a 1 versus 2 has already picked up 1 kill. Looking for the ace in the round to clutch up against 1D and Not Harry's. Of course, one player on the top construction overlooking the site is going to be Not Harry's. 1D located towards the bridge. So Chef Boy Debo looking for those kills. Not going to happen. WQ United able to win those final fights. And once again here, yet another round of this WQ United side. 1D comes around the corner with that growl. Picks up the kill. Let's see now, third and final offense for the Golden Geese. Let's see if they can win something here, can make some magic happen. Red Fox, once again, the designated bomb carrier for this team, has earned Dead Silence and will be utilizing it in this round, of course. And if you're unaware of what Dead Silence does, it is a utility that essentially makes your footsteps and your movements entirely silent, of course, except from opening doors, which is incredibly loud. It's louder than an F-15 jet fighter going overhead in this game. Just like that, though, once again, it is going to be WQ United once again in the advantage, 2 versus 1. CT Core is now up to bat here in a 1 versus 2. Let's see what they can do. Of course, bomb is actually retrievable. Nobody from WQ United is actually watching where that bomb was down. I don't think they will know about it either. And I don't know if that was utility from Claymore or from Bouncing Betty, but an explosive is going to take out the course. And just like that, it is actually going to be a Claymore from Not Harry's, perfectly placed in front of the doors. And WQ United going to start off with a flawless set of defensive rounds here. Let's see what they can do on the offense. Great start from 1D and Not Harry's in this one. 4 kills apiece. Dolphin Clues has yet to really catch up with their teammates in terms of kills, but of course there's only so many kills in the match you can actually earn. And well, 1D going to start this round strong with the growl. Dolphin Clues follows up with another kill with the M4A1, and it's now down to Red Fox in a 1 versus 3. It does take down Dolphin Clues, so makes the situation a little bit more manageable, but yet still, you've got 2 more players to take out, and really, how do you approach this if you're Red Fox? Apparently, the answer is you approach this by going for a nice little long flank in from behind. And I don't think WQ United will be entirely ready for this, but I'll tell you what they are ready for. They're ready for a nice little rotation here. I think Red Fox believes that they've got the drop on 1D and Not Harry's and are ready to pounce on this B-bomb site, but that is not at all where WQ United are. I love this heads-up rotation. Really adds an extra layer of security for WQ United in this round. Now Red Fox coming in from behind, I believe has just spotted out Not Harry's, but I think Not Harry's has also spotted out Red Fox. This push now coming in. Red Fox tries to go around for it. Gonna go for the fake. Fortunately, that's not going to work out. Not Harry's jumps up from the platform, takes him down, and it is going to be a 4th round straight here from WQ United again. They earn those early round kills. Comes out a 1v2 for Red Fox. And again, I really love that heads-up call from WQ United, not to just push on to the B site, instead to rotate over towards A. It works out so well. You really got to give them that to them. That was so, so nice. Now, the question for me here in this scenario is, when do the Golden Geese start to pick up rounds in this search and destroy? They're 4-0 down. WQ United side, again, kind of walking all over them in the early rounds here. Maybe something to be had, though, as the Golden Geese now going to be on defense. They're going to be facing a cluster missile. Doesn't actually do anything, as WQ United shelter themselves away. Golden Geese, of course, not going to be afflicted, and a lovely place Claymore from 1D takes out Red Fox, who comes in for an attempted flank. Dorking Blue steals a player up top in showers, and a second two. Going to clump up inside the showers, and a great play there from the Golden Geese as they are going to take, or sorry, from WQ United. So they're going to take another round. You're going to see both of those players up top. Sentex thrown out to Dorking Blues having none of that. And now WQ United on the cusp of a flawless performance in map number 1 here against this Golden Geese side. Maybe we'll see what's called a full sale. Now, the reason it's called a full sale, which is when you're 5-0 down and you come back and win a 6-5, is because of an infamous moment in the competitive Call of Duty history between two teams, Optic Gaming and Complexity. If that happens, it's a bit embarrassing, to be honest, but I don't think that will happen here. 1D going to start this round with a 2-piece. Red Fox now left up in a 1 versus 3. Now, I did call Red Fox as the MVP for Golden Geese in their matchup versus Le Bashura, but I don't necessarily believe that Red Fox is going to be able to pull this off. But it is still possible against Not Harry's and Dorfenklus. Not Harry's has just placed the Claymore right in Red Fox's tracks. Going to get challenged by Dorfenklus. Actually wins that one-on-one engagement with the re-challenge. Shots in the body too. Red Fox is going to let Dorfenklus know, but Harry now putting the shots in. And there we go. GG's. WQ United 6-0 over the Golden Geese. Great performance there. Wow, what a performance from WQ United. 6-0. I got nothing to say. That was incredible. So what a play there. 1D, 8-2. Not Harry's 6-0. 4 kills for Dorfenklus. That is a team effort and a half there from this WQ United side. Great performance from them. To be honest, Golden Geese just weren't really getting anything going, and you could absolutely tell that. They were losing all of their first bloods in pretty much all of the situations. Maybe if a clutch went their way, maybe if they managed to pull off a 1 versus 2 or a 1 versus 3, they could have got something going, but I just didn't see it. And of course, dealing with street usage as well, coming out from WQ United, it's kind of what we call a snowball effect. Is once you're kind of facing down streaks, it's so hard to win the rounds later on. So you need to get yourself moving in the early rounds here, and that just didn't happen for the Golden Geese, who actually lose map number 1 against WQ United in a rather emphatic fashion. 6-0 from WQ United, a statement performance as they continue to have only lost 1 search and destroy round across the 19 they have played so far in this tournament. That is a statistic and a half. Let's see if they can continue it on as we go into the next round of play. It is going to be Tausig Backlot for map number 2 in this series once again. This is a map that has thrown a number of teams off across this tournament. It is important to note, though, WQ United have played this map. They played it in the first map of the series against the Gulag guys, and they won it 6-0. So they have proven themselves pretty good. But as I said, this map has thrown a lot of teams off in terms of strategic play. It is a new map that's not new to the Call of Duty franchise. It is a remaster of the original Backlot from Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, but it is new to a number of players who may be new to Call of Duty as a franchise with Modern Warfare. It's only just been introduced in the game in the Season 3 update for Modern Warfare. So a lot of players, I think a lot of teams in this tournament are still kind of getting used to the layout of Backlot if they didn't play it way back in 2006 or in the 2016 remaster of Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. That being said, Backlot is an incredible map, and I'm very excited to see it being played here as what could be the conclusion between these two teams, WQ United and the Golden Geese. Again, Golden Geese 6-0'd in map number 1. WK United came out absolutely swinging. Let's see if we can see a response here as we go into map number 2. Between these two sides, the Golden Geese and WK United, I've got to see good performances out of Golden Geese. I've got to see Red Fox step up to the plate, who is the notable MVP for this team. First kill was actually going Golden Geese's way. Red Fox and Checkboy DeBow going to pick up first bloods. And I said the amazing statistic that WK United have only lost 1 search and destroy map across the first 19 they have played in this tournament. I think that might now make it 2. Unless Dolphin Clues takes the head off Checkboy DeBow. Now 1 versus 3, gets shot in the back. And there it is, the second search and destroy round lost here. As the Golden Geese going to start this one very strong on the offense again. They win those first 2 one-on-one engagements. Closing it out is going to be CT Cores in the mid-map. And hey, maybe the Golden Geese going to start something strong here. We'll see if they continue on. Of course, the Golden Geese, everybody in that first round picking up a kill, doing their part to take the round win for the Golden Geese. Let's see how WK United respond. And they respond rather aggressively, it would seem. Not Harry and 1D getting right in the faces of the Golden Geese, and it works out very well in the first kill. 1D takes out CT Cores. Great response, just like that. 1D gets a second, and a snipe from Dolphin Clues to close out the round. WK United are going to trade off in the rounds here. 1-1 now we're at. Oh my god, a headshot. Didn't look like a headshot in the aiming, but alas. Golden Geese. Now 1-1 in this game. Of course, this is the final turn at offense for the Golden Geese before they switch sides. What are they going to do with it? It seems they're angling for a B push. 1D kicks things off, though, with a headshot onto Red Fox. That's a big head to lose, of course, if you're Golden Geese. This is still possible for Chef Boyer, DeBow, and CT Cores. Maybe not anymore. Dolphin Clues takes out Chef Boy DeBow. That's going to leave the bomb stranded on the right side of the map towards B. CT Cores now has, of course, been heard. WK United just swarming. And the problem for CT Cores is, oh my god, CT Cores gets a beautiful 2-piece with a Claymore. 1D and not Harry's get way too aggressive, and now it's Dolphin Clues in a 1 versus 1 against CT Cores. CT Cores is on the sniper rifle tower. One of the problems that CT Cores is going to face, as soon as they jump off this, they cannot hit the ground. They have to go straight down the ladder. We saw a player actually, oh, and there it is. Oh dear. Oh dear, I said that would be a problem. CT Cores unfortunately wasn't able to jump down to the ladder, wasn't able to jump down to the surface below, and dies from full damage jumping off the ladder. I'd had enough of that round. Almost won actually, the 1 versus 3, but we switch sides now. WK United are about to be on defense, or on offense, sorry. Let's see what they can do with it. Bomb hurtling straight towards A. Nobody from the Golden Geese is there on this site. Instead, Golden Geese have gambled on this B defense. Hasn't worked out. And I like this from WK United. This is, I think, what separates the good teams from the great teams in this tournament, is the teams that are able to notice straight away when they have a free bomb plant and work off the back of it. And WK United do. And I love this spot from Dolphin Clues. It's actually just going to be sitting in a corner with the sniper rifle, watching over the bomb site. Now, as long as they don't be jumpy and just pre-aim at that one particular line of sight, they should be perfectly fine. Stun, though, coming out from the Golden Geese is actually going to reveal Dolphin Clues' position. Comes out, get a quick scope. And what is this, a phase clip? Beautifully played from WK United, as the Golden Goose going to lose one more round. And this one can't retake the site. 1D comes around. I believe may or may not had a free piece then. I feel like surely didn't go their way. It was actually Dolphin Clues who got that sniper. Just had to go check the VOD, but perfectly played here by WK United early on this round. Now 3 versus 3. The bomb being planted at A for WK United. It is going to be down. CT Cores throw out a nade. One Deke going to be pre-aiming. CT Cores, of course, could be the, I think, the MVP in this round, but now going to move out of the power position that they held. Red Fox takes down Not Harry. Still concludes with a great response with the sniper rifle. CT Cores responds in tow, and it now comes down to a 1 versus 1. One Deke who has had an incredible performance so far. It's going to be another Claymore kill. And Golden Geese going to lose yet another round here in Search and Destroy. The Claymore kill to close it out. Golden Geese now 4-1 down. Need to start really digging their feet in here. Moving forward in this game, and that's not the best start. Once again, Dolphin concludes with a lovely quick scope over towards B. And now the bomb being planted for a Dolphin Clues. Red Fox now left up in 1 versus 3. Does get that first kill onto Not Harry. Dolphin Clues and One Deke, though, surely going to be able to defend this site here. Red Fox coming flying around the corner. One Deke is there to protect from the gas station, and WK United find themselves on match point here, folks. 5-1 up in the Search and Destroy. Have looked so good. One Deke surely going to be able to finish that, and they do. Beautiful shots from One Deke, who is again showing up when they're needed most. Now 9-2 in this one. Deary me. Let's see what the Golden Geese can do. As I said, they need a flawless performance so far, and maybe this is going to be it. CT Cores puts their first shots in. The RPG coming out from CT Cores, and that's a strategy I haven't seen so far in any of the matches today. Unfortunately, the RPG not going to connect, but it does scare off Not Harry's for now. Of course, not quick enough. Dolphin Clues with a long-range support with the sniper rifle. Takes out one. Not Harry's comes in for the second, and it leaves Red Fox in a 1 versus 2. And unfortunately, of course, this bomb now stranded on the A site kind of boxes Red Fox into this one site push. Again, the one advantage Red Fox does have is that WK United have absolutely no idea where he was. That's no longer the case, of course, as Red Fox takes those shots up to a player on top construction. Now we're in a 1 versus 2 for Red Fox, looking for that first kill, and a headshot kill with the sniper rifle from Dolphin Clues, able to close out the matchup. WK United performing very strong. You're going to see it here once again. The AX50 misses the first shot, jumps down for the second. A no-scope to close it out. So well played. What a beautiful matchup from Dolphin Clues and One Deke, and of course Not Harris as well. On WK United, they're able to 2-0. Golden Geese 6-0, 6-1 mirrors their very first matchup against the Gulag guys in round number 1 of our tournament here in the Agency Showdown, and that means that they will be the 6th team in the final 8 in the quarterfinals, which will start tomorrow. So, congratulations to WK United, a perfect performance from them there in our second match of the evening. But of course, that means we're halfway through our matches tonight. We've got 2 more spots left up to give for the quarterfinals, and the next match on stream is going to be between Flavors and GSD Mania. That's going to be a great matchup to watch. Don't miss it, guys. But we're going to take a quick break before we get there. Don't go anywhere. Everybody, welcome back to Activision Blizzard Media's first esports tournament, the Agency Showdown. If you're just joining us, you've missed two great matches to kick off the evening. Of course, Cloud of Duty took on Paratroopers in our first match of the night. Paratroopers came away with a clean 2-0 victory. And rather similarly, actually, in our second match of the evening, it was the Golden Geese taking on the WQ United side. And the latter team there, once again, WQ United walk away 2-0 over Golden Geese, and didn't seem to have that many issues in their respective maps. Now, though, of course, we're going to move into our second set of matches for the evening, and of course, it's going to be Flavors versus GST Mania for the penultimate spot in the quarterfinals. Of course, that quarterfinals is going to be comprised of 8 teams. 6 of those spots have already been filled by yesterday's matches and the 2 matches that we've already had today. Of course, after this, we'll actually be having viewability take on Blame It on the Wi-Fi for the final match of the night. But as I said, first, Flavors versus GST Mania. But while I've got your guys' attention, while you're looking at this beautiful face, I suppose now is as good a time as any to let you guys know that you should be subscribed to the Activision Blizzard Media channel, because if you're not going to get notified when we go live with this Call of Duty action. And trust me, you want to be notified because there have been some brilliant matches that we've seen so far, and you want to support your team. I mean, the majority of people here are actually watching this tournament, of course, are going to be friends and co-workers and family of the people participating in this tournament. You need to support your team as they make it through the bracket, because without your support, maybe they won't play as well. Think about that. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the bell, because then, of course, you'll be notified when we do go live. And, of course, if you don't want to talk about all the action that happens during the Agency Showdown, you can do so with the hashtag Agency Showdown on Twitter. You can talk about all of the action, all the matches that have been happening across week number 1, and, of course, as we now get into the middle of week number 2 and the final rounds here, or the final matches, sorry, of the round of 16. So, as I said, Flavors versus GST Mania, that is going to be the penultimate matchup of the night. Flavors, of course, are actually the one team in the round of 16 that we haven't actually seen play their round of 32 matchup. That is, of course, because they got the forfeit over their team that they played in round number 1, or didn't play, I should say, 2.5 works. However, we did get the chance to watch these guys play, and again, as I've been doing for all of these matches, I will call that a standout player. And for me, albeit it wasn't the competitive match, I should say, Huncho, I think, is the player to look out for Flavors. GST Mania, on the other hand, the team that Flavors are facing off against here in the round of 16, did have a matchup to play in round 1. They faced PhD and came out with a 2-0 victory, but it is worth noting it was not clean at all. This is one of the closest matchups that we've actually seen in round 1. It went 6-4, 6-4 on Gunrunner and Ramaza, respectively. Albeit GST Mania did come out on top, PhD gave them one hell of a fight, and I think GST Mania really had to work for it. If I'm to call out anyone, I've got to say Mantis, great player. That being said, also Pod Racing, pretty good player, and of course they give me great puns to work with as well. So thank you for naming yourself Pod Racing. As a Star Wars fan, I love that so much. That being said, I think this match is ready to get underway. Again, this is a best of 3, as all these matches are throughout the tournament. So we'll be seeing 3 separate search and destroy maps, and kicking this off is going to be Hackney Yard for map number 1. Again, one of my favorite maps in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It plays very well on hardpoint, very well on domination, and just as well on search and destroy. Unfortunately, we don't play it anymore in the competitive Call of Duty rotation in the Call of Duty League. Now, though, let's see how the GST Mania and Flavors face off. Again, this is one of those matches that I feel like I'm not entirely sure how this is going to go down. Again, GST Mania had an incredibly close matchup with PhD, but whether or not that was just because PhD were a great team or GST Mania weren't all that great, well, I guess we're about to find out here. Off the start of this one, it's going to be Flavors on the offense. Remember, every 3 rounds is when they switch sides, so Flavors get 3 goes on offense with the bomb in hand. And off the start here, we've actually got quite a slow push from Flavors. They want to play this rather reserved. They haven't entirely even picked which bomb site they want to go to yet. If they do choose B, it is open for a push. I don't think that's where Huncho is going with this bomb, however. Straight towards A. GST Mania were covering it, have now opted to go towards B, and this could work out very well, unfortunately, for Flavors. That's where the Pod Racer is actually going to pick up that first blood onto Kobe Lothbrock. So now it's Reindeer and Huncho in a 2 versus 3 hit. Huncho going to get tagged with a wayward nade. Of course, the stim shot, which is going to be the tactical equipment that Huncho has in the back pocket, is going to enable him to regen full health. Elsewhere, Reindeer BK picks up first bloods. Mantis, though, going to trade out onto Huncho. It's now 1 versus 1 here. Reindeer looking for the ace in the round. Mantis looking for a second. This clutch situation, it would technically speaking be a 1 versus 2. Reindeer runs right out to the open. Surely Mantis is going to take them down, and they do. Reindeer almost turns for the kill, but Mantis is able to clutch up in that scenario. GSD going to win the round off the back of a great play by who else? But Mantis has a regular MP5 in hand. Of course, for those of you unfamiliar with the Call of Duty League meta, the MP5 is a common gun. It is the best submachine gun in the game, and I will not have anybody in the chat tell me otherwise. If you do, I'll tell you off because you're wrong. But great play there from Mantis, able to clutch up the 1 versus 2. And start this search and destroy 2-0. Now GSD Mania here on the defense once again. It is Flavors looking a little bit more proactive on their offense. Of course, you can see Huncho with the bomb in hand has the support from Reindeer as Flavors going to hurl towards the B bomb site. Again, while I did say they were looking a little bit more proactive, they're still quite reserved in their push. They do not want to get caught off guard. You might want to be careful though, because the longer they spend holding back, well, there you go. Exactly that happens. Mantis is going to capitalize, takes out a wandering Kobe Lothbrok in the mid-map. Huncho going to fall top offices. Long-range shots coming in from pod racing. And now Reindeer BK in a 1 versus 3. What can they do? Of course, you already see, I believe that is Mantis, who started 3-0, pulling out that personal radar, which is going to show the location of Reindeer for as long as Reindeer doesn't have ghost attach. I don't think they do, because you can see now Mantis hunt them down like a shark, smelling blood in the water. Reindeer has to play this one slow. Now, to be fair, 1 minute, that's quite a wealth of time to work with, but you've got to be careful, of course. You want to utilize dead silence that has just been earned. Still aiming for this B plant. Has to be very careful, though, because Dimewise is now coming bottom office. Surely going to peek out and get this kill. Unfortunately, Reindeer going to throw out a smoke at the wrong time. Dimewise turns the corner, picks up the kill, and GSD Mania now starting this one 2-0. Perfectly played. You're going to see it. Now, into round number 3. It is, of course, Flavors now last round at the bat for offense. GSD Mania have done very well on the defenses so far. Of course, now being 2-0 up in the search and destroy. And once again, as has been the case for the first 2 rounds, Mantis comes in very aggressive off the start. But we do have a response here from Kobe Lothbrok. UMP in hand. Does actually pick up that first kill. Now looking for a second. Of course, he and Huncho are going to split up here. Huncho taking the bomb towards B. I believe Pod Racing will have actually spotted that out. Rotation towards B. How quickly do they react to this bomb plant, though? Because Pod Racing gets right on it. And oh, my word. I think may have just got a good bit of Call of Duty timing. No! Huncho wins that fight on the bomb. And now it's down to Dimewise in a 1 versus 2 hit for GSD Mania to have a flawless set of early offensive or defensive rounds, I should say. Bomb now going down for Huncho. Now the real question is, where do Huncho and Kobe go for their post-plant positions? Dimewise spots out Kobe. Doesn't go for the kill just yet. Turns the corner, looks for it. The kill is there to be made. Unfortunately, Kobe has better shots. And Flavors going to walk away with a round win. Finally get one on the board here. Do not go 3-0 down. Of course, that's not good. And we actually learned that Kobe's weapon is the Striker 45. I believe that's a variant of the MP5 available in this game that makes the weapon act like a UMP 45 from Modern Warfare 2, which is a classic weapon. For those of you who don't know what a UMP 45 is, you either haven't played Modern Warfare before, or I say you either haven't played Call of Duty before, and if you have and you don't know what UMP 45 is, it's a disgrace. I'm disgusted. Disappointed, but GSD Mania starting this one again strong. They have a 2-1 advantage at the end of their first set of defensive rounds. Now they switch towards offense, and getting very aggressive once again is going to be Mantis. Elsewhere, Pod Racing takes down Huncho on the assault towards A. Oh my goodness, Mantis turns around and takes down Reindeer, and now it's Kobe left up in a 1 versus 3. Not going to happen. Again, very aggressive from Mantis and able to win the round here at GSD Mania. The aggression from Mantis, I think, is paying off in spades. Flavors, they really do not have a response to it. And to be honest, I think in this kind of situation, when a player is running at you every single round, you kind of should just be pre-aiming. Now, what I mean by pre-aiming is essentially just aiming down your sights in one particular area of the map and just pre-aiming the sort of the areas in which Mantis is going in these early rounds, because it's quite common for a defensive player to see an offensive player run straight towards that top L position where Huncho currently is. That is exactly what Mantis did in the prior round, and hey ho, look at this. That's what he's doing again. Straight through to L, takes down Huncho, map control in favor of GSD Mania, bomb site control in favor of GSD Mania, and now, of course, the bomb has been planted on A. Reindeer and Kobe have to react accordingly. And they're going to really struggle to do so with Mantis in control of the top L positioning. Peeks out the window, takes down Reindeer, and now it's just down to Kobe Lothbrok in a 1 versus 3, of course. Does have the 725 to work with. That is a monster of a weapon. But unfortunately for him, not a lot of time. Doesn't even get the shots on. And Mantis is going to close out the round with an ace. And again, does the exact same thing. I said, Flavors, you need to adapt to what Mantis is doing, because that's really why you're losing these rounds at the moment. GSD Mania having none of it, playing very, very well right now in this game. Flavors not having the best time. Maybe he can start to get something going, though. Huncho picks up that first blood onto Mantis _93. And there we go. First blood going the way of Flavors. You take out the most effective player for GSD Mania. Now Pod Racing and Dimewise going to be somewhat stunted in this round. Pod Racing falls to Huncho 2, and now it's Dimewise left up in a 1 versus 3. Does get the first blood. Gets taken out from behind, though. Reindeer is going to close the round. And Flavors, I said, their win condition, you've got to take down Mantis, and that is exactly what happens. Reindeer is going to close out, coming in from behind. Dimewise is just not ready for that fight. GSD Mania still 2 rounds away from taking map number 1 here, but Flavors now finally showing some punch in this one as we switch sides once again. We're in round number 7, so Flavors back on the offense for 3 rounds. Let's see what they can do with it. We're not that successful in their first attempt. Only managed to pull 1 round away. Can't afford to let that happen here. If that does, it will turn out to be 6-3 in favor of GSD Mania and a map 1 advantage for them. Mantis 93 coming in with the DLC pistol, I believe. Maybe not. Maybe I'm making that up. Who knows? But streak coming in from Mantis now. I believe this is an airstrike that will probably be placed on the map any second now. Don't know if you really want to use this in a 1v1 against Kobe. Decides against it. Of course, Kobe in this 1 versus 3 has already taken down Dimewise, but the tracker from Mantis is going to reveal the positioning of Kobe. Not going to matter. It's now down to Pod Racing in a 1 versus 1. Pod Racing is, of course, pre-aiming the site. And the problem for Kobe Lothbrok here is, of course, that they need to pick up this bomb and get it down, or, of course, get the elimination kill for the round win. Pod Racing, if they're smart, will not allow the elimination to happen. But how smart are they? That's the real question to be asking here. Pod Racing playing this one rather slow. Kobe going to walk away with the bomb. And where do they take it? Towards A is the answer. Pod Racing going to peek out around the corner, snaps onto Kobe. Takes their life, and GSD Mania now on map point here in game number 1. 5-2 up over Flavors. Pod Racing wins an important one-on-one engagement, and that would have been a big swing towards Kobe and the boys on Flavors as well. You got to think that Kobe, if they take that gunfight against Pod Racing, actually pulls off a 1 versus 3. That's a big momentum swing. Unfortunately, though, again, for Flavors, just doesn't work out that way. GSD Mania now just 1 search and destroy round away from taking this one. We do have an airstrike coming in any second now. Mantis is pulling in those streaks. Pulls in the portable radar too, just for good measure. And any second now, Flavors are going to be in serious trouble. I believe it was actually in a EMP of sorts for Flavors. And there it is, GG. We'll see you fudging later as GSD Mania taking out Flavors 6-2 in map number 1 and winning a 1-0 advantage. Mantis now with the MP5 in hand. Going to come around that corner and again proving why Mantis is the MVP. I believe that was actually an ace by Mantis in the final round to close things out. So beautifully played by Mantis, beautiful free piece, 13-3. I called Mantis as the MVP for GSD Mania, and this is absolutely why. Came out to play in game number 1, and it's not even like Pod Racing and Dynamite played badly either. They played their part in that game, and for me, GSD Mania looking the better team by a country mile there against Flavors in map number 1. The question is, can Flavors find a response in this game? Of course, we will find out. Map number 2 will be coming up in just a moment, but just to talk about the great performance there from Mantis, you really do love to see it. I mean, I loved what I saw from that player. Again, the aggression that I think Flavors really need to deal with. If you're watching this back right now, Flavors, which technically you shouldn't be because it's cheating. Well, it's not cheating. It's not against the rules. But Flavors, I mean, look, if you're watching this right now, you need to be wary of the fact that Mantis is literally running at you at every single round, and you need to adapt to that. I think that's really the key thing here. That's why GSD Mania are winning so many of these rounds, is just simply the fact that they are having Mantis just run through the mid-map, take out Flavors, and take that first blood, and it really leaves Flavors in this sort of worrisome position. They're completely frazzled by that opening move from Mantis, and never really able to recover in these rounds. The rounds that they did win was where they took out Mantis for the first blood, so that seems to be the key to victory here. If you're a Flavors fan out there, you love all the flavors: strawberry, chocolate, lemonade. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But St. Petrograd Search and Destroy, that's where map number 2 is going to be taking place. Of course, if you're a fan of St. Petrograd like I am, you might have watched the Call of Duty League. If you're not, you should be watching the Call of Duty League because it's where the pros play, it's where challengers play. It is the competitive scene of Call of Duty. So if you are interested in seeing the best in the world take each other on in Activision's franchise league, you can do so at youtube.com/COD League. That being said, going to be getting into this match now between Flavors and GSD Mania. Once again, GSD Mania now 1-0 up against Flavors. And as I said, the key to victory here, if you're a Flavors fan or if you're on the Flavors team, just take out Mantis. I know it sounds easy. I probably couldn't do it because I am trash at this game. I'm absolute trash. But Flavors now, that is the key to victory. Can they do it? And they're actually going to start off this round number 1 at a disadvantage. Kobe doesn't spawn in. There we go. Finally does. I thought for a second that you're going to see a disadvantage here for Flavors. That doesn't happen. GSD Mania on the defense have done what all good teams do on the defense, put all of their efforts into A. Have one player in the mid-map, which is going to be Mantis, which will be gravitating towards B. Call of Duty timing means that actually Mantis isn't going to spot Kobe on the rotation towards B. But sooner or later, Mantis is going to have to turn around to defend this B site. Huncho in the mid-map. Again, Call of Duty timing. Huncho moves away from pre-aiming down the mid-map. Just as Mantis moves around the corner. Now their first gunfight comes in. Mantis wins it, gets away with their life. It's going to now enable GSD Mania to assault this site together. Mantis uses the heartbeat sensor to locate Kobe Lothbrok. It's taken down there, actually, by a well-placed Claymore. Pod Racing, though, takes down Kobe Lothbrok, and it's now down to Huncho in a 1 versus 2. Has already got 1 kill. And all Huncho theoretically needs to do is just defend this bomb from being defused. Almost gets that first blood onto Pod Racing. A being thrown out. C4 thrown out from Huncho. That should surely connect here. Doesn't actually throw it off initially. Looks for the kill. Does actually get it. This could be a great clutch situation. Pod Racing, do they have time for the defuse? I believe they do. Maybe. I don't think they do. I think they jumped on that defuse just a little bit too late. The bomb goes off. Reindeer is going to pull off the round with that bomb. And that is a great clutch there by Huncho. Just carries enough time away from GSD Mania. I will say, I do feel like GSD had enough time actually to jump on that defuse. Pod Racing, I don't think, actually knew where the bomb was located, so didn't jump straight on the defuse. But regardless, great win there from Pod Racing, or great win there from Reindeer, of course, with the bomb explosion. Now Flavors 1-0 up in this search and destroy, looking for a second round win. That is the start that they realistically needed. But right back at it on the offense. This time they're starting to go towards A. And to be honest, with how well put together GSD Mania actually looked on that map number 1 performance on Happy Yard, they don't look anywhere near as put together here on St. Petrograd. I mean, you look at their defensive setup right now, they've got all 3 players towards the B side of the map, nobody protecting A, and this is not how you play St. Petrograd. GSD Mania now going to have to react to what Flavors do as they get the bomb down on A. Sooner or later, Reindeer is going to plant it, and here it goes. Going to cut that timer down to 45 seconds. GSD Mania going to have to reserve 5 seconds for a defuse. Can they do it? That's the question. Mantis pod racing and Dimewise here. No, 3 versus 3. Mantis comes flying through. Picks up that first blood onto Reindeer. BK, no response. Mantis has actually spotted out the second in Huncho. Goes for the kill, is going to get it. And now it's down to Kobe Loftbrock in a 1 versus 3. All Kobe has to do is stop this bomb from getting defused. Is going to peek out, though, right into the line of sight in pod racing. Pod racing is going to win that fight. And we are going to see a 1-1 situation here, folks, as GSD able to successfully retake that site off the back of Mantis essentially just waltzing in through the back door. I mean, I'm not going to lie, Flavors needed to do a better job of protecting all of the lines of sight there. Final offensive round here for Flavors. Remember, guys, we switch sides every 3 rounds here in the casual Call of Duty settings for Search and Destroy. So Flavors have 1 more go on the offense. They've won 1, lost 1. Can they walk away with an advantage before they switch sides? That is the question. Well, good news for GSD Mania. They seem to have spotted out where Flavors are going very early on. 20 seconds is all it takes for Flavors to take some shots. None of them really going to connect into GSD Mania. But Mantis is about to get into one of these power positions on the map inside these top windows. Gonna drop first blood off the back of it. Kobe Loftbrock's head rolls. And now Mantis hunting for more of these kills. Flavor's gonna have to reevaluate this push, of course, because I think B is really a closed opportunity now. A still on the cards, but if they do plant it, they have to have a better defensive setup than they did in the prior round. You need to be more wary. And that is going to be a lot harder to achieve in a 2 versus 3, of course. Huncho, though, in that very same power position that Mantis was in previously, he almost takes down Mantis themselves, but unfortunately Huncho is not going to be able to get that kill. Mantis walks away alive. Not this time. Huncho peeks out the window, takes the head off Mantis, and now makes this a 2 versus 2 scenario. And the best bit about this for Huncho is they can essentially watch this cross with the long-range assault rifle that is the M4A1, while the bomb is planted over by Reindeer BK on A. Now GSD Mania, I feel in trouble in this round because Huncho has the line of sight. If they can win this gunfight, and they do against pod racing, it leaves Dimewise left up in a 1 versus 2. Smoke coming out from Dimewise, looking for this first blood. Might not even get it. The shots go in. A slap to the face for Reindeer BK. Going to look to get the final kill. Dimewise actually just going to run away from the fight here against the last remaining player. Not going to happen though. Huncho able to win that one. And Flavors walk away from their first offensive set with a 2-1 advantage. I'm not going to lie, I'm not seeing the same confidence out of GSD Mania here. They were not playing anywhere near as aggressive as they did previously, and I was talking about the key to victory essentially being shutting Mantis 93 down. I'll be honest, so far after the first 3 rounds, I think Mantis has kind of shut themselves down. They haven't been playing anywhere near as aggressive as we've seen in the past. And maybe now that GSD Mania are on the offense, we'll see some of that aggression, some of that venom that we saw from map number 1. At least that's what I'd like to see, but honestly, again, things look entirely different from Mantis here in the first 3 rounds. And again, it's not gone so well. I think because the MP5 nowhere near as effective in making those rushes straight through the mid-map here on St. Petrograd. Of course, go straight for the kills on the defense. Doesn't work out. I like this aggression from Pod Racing, proactively getting this bomb down. Now Pod Racing and Dimewise to defend this site. The bomb is down. 40 seconds is all they need to defend it for. Cobra, Loftbrock, and Reindeer looking to pincer this site. Reindeer coming in from the flank. How good are GSD Mania at covering the flank? Well, the answer might just be about to come in. Reindeer comes in from behind, picks up the first kill, not before Dimewise is able to take out Kobe. So it is a 1 versus 1 scenario. Pod Racing has the last remaining player's number, unfortunately. And Reindeer BK's flank just doesn't work out. GSD Mania are going to be able to tie this one up at 2 for 2. This is a very tense search and destroy right off the bat. But I want to rewind it for a moment, right back to that very first move. Once again, I've said that I feel as if GSD Mania, their key to victory here is just letting Mantis rip. And unfortunately, I think Mantis is just being contained rather well by this Flavor side. I think Mantis needs to play a little bit more unconventionally, straight towards the bomb site. Don't try to go for any of these flanks that you tried in Hackney Yard. It doesn't work out. And there we go. He's heeding my words. Straight towards A, Mantis goes, of course. I think Mantis is one of those players that works very well under pressure in these one-on-one engagements. And there we go, right off the bat, gets the first kill. Throws out. Oh, bouncing Betty at the wrong time. That mine is maybe even going to cause some serious issues for Reindeer, who's now going to have to navigate it through a smoke. Huncho takes down Dimewise. The shot's going down from Reindeer BK, able to take out Pod Racing. And this will be a round for Flavors here, as someone inevitably going to jump on the defuse. Of course, neither player need to reload their dead silence. They can just jump on this defuse without wasting any more time. Well played by Flavors on the retake. And again, that's just one of those unfortunate situations where Mantis actually throws out the proximity mine at the exact moment that Reindeer BK beats that corner. Flavors now 3-2 up, of course, in the last defensive round. Pod Racing gets his bomb down, and you can see Mantis has kind of neutered themselves a little bit once again. That aggression seems to have disappeared. Mantis losing the sting in the tail. Comes out for that first blood, does get it onto Huncho. Reindeer, though, with the trade. Now it's down to Pod Racing and Dimewise here in a 2 versus 2. I feel like this situation has happened so many times, but Dimewise going to be strong in the one-on-one engagement. It's down to Kobe now in a 1 versus 2. Able to get the first onto Dimewise. How does Pod Racing react? I don't know why Pod Racing's checking the back. That's not at all where Kobe is. Gets the 1-on-1 though. Pod Racing going to win that engagement. And hey guys, 3 for 3 now. Flavors and GSD Maining playing this one very close on St. Petrograd Search and Destroy. This is a much better performance out of Flavors. Now we switch sides once again, of course. It is time for the second offensive set from Flavors. Reindeer, BK, Huncho, and Kobe Lothbrock take the bomb towards A. GSD Mania are playing just as passively as they did in their first defensive set. Mantis going to pass by Huncho in the mid-map. Huncho gets that first blood onto Pod Racing. Mantis with a great response, though. And actually, that's a good point. Mantis actually pulls out those dual pistols that he has played so well in previous maps. Hasn't actually utilised them at all here against Flavors. It's now going to come down to a one-on-one engagement. Reindeer BK on the site. Mantis picks up the kill. And perfectly played there from Mantis. And that's actually a waste of a streak, too, from Flavors, because I believe Reindeer BK had a portable radar above him, letting him know where Mantis was. And the best bit about that for Mantis is it is an ace. Mantis may have just got their groove back. The sting that I said was lost in the previous round. Looks like GSD Mania may have just found it. It's Mantis able to pull off that ace. Now 9-6 after that clutch up. Let's see whether or not they can improve their performances once again on the defense hit. Mantis is going to be pulling out a portable radar. Flavors have one to go too. GSD Mania now on the defense. Look how aggressive Mantis is being. He gives not a care in the world. Might actually be able to catch up Reindeer off guard. Unfortunately, just going to pass by. Reindeer completely unaware. Oh my word. As is Huncho and Kobe Lothbrock too. So Mantis thinks that they have a very nice flank onto Flavors towards A. Now, sooner or later, going to realise that, hey, Huncho with that kill onto Pod Racing has made their way all the way over to B, completely undetected Felt like I was watching a game of Pac-Man there, of Mantis just avoiding the Flavors players as they were moving towards the B site, but it doesn't matter now. Bomb is now down. Dimewise going to work with Mantis to retake this site. Reindeer already down for the count. Question is, realistically here, what does Mantis do? Oh my god, the nice smoke and thermal combination works very well, and now Huncho left up in a 1 versus 2. Straight onto the defuse is going to be Mantis. Surely not. Mantis going to get the defuse. Doesn't really matter what Huncho does, they do get the kills, but the defuse comes in anyway just beforehand, and GST Mania are going to walk away with yet another round win here. And again, this combination of kills is something that we don't get to see in competitive, again, because of the fact that thermal sites are actually GA'd. You do not get to see it, and it works so beautifully. Mantis comes out with the smoke. Of course, that's going to provide, going to block off all the sites for Flavors. But with that thermal, they themselves can see exactly what they want to do. Everything rather omniscient presence on that B site. Now, GST Mania just 1 round away from making their way into the next round of play to being quarterfinalist here in the Activision Blizzard Media Agency Showdown. Can GST Mania do it? Of course, they technically speaking have 3 chances. They can give up 2 rounds before hitting that 3rd and final shot, the round 11 here. What can they do? GST Mania now have 1 player over towards B. That is where Flavors have angled for a push. What can Dimewise do? That is the question. Has spotted that 1 player, gets it. Kobe Lothbrook now down for the count, but this bomb is getting down regardless of what happens. Pod Racing's actually entered the site, manages to get a kill, and now it's down to Huncho in a 1 versus 3. It's not going to happen. Gets 1, but Pod Racing follows up with a 2nd, and GST Mania are going to be going through to the next round of play here in the Agency Showdown. You're going to see Pod Racing pick up this 2-piece in the final kill cam, and it was a perfect 3 take from GST Mania. Again, 3 rounds on the bounce there, actually, on the defense. I think for what was, I guess, a very inconsistent search and destroy, they finally managed to get something going in those last 3 rounds, and it absolutely showed in the performance. Congratulations to GST Mania. They continue to dominate in this bracket, and they will be moving on as the 7th quarter finalist here in the Agency Showdown. Congratulations to them. Very well played. And again, I've got to give a quick shout out to Mantis and to Pod Racing as well. And to be honest, Dimewise played very well. So congratulations to them. All 3 players doing their part to put their team through to the next round of play. But that means that we have 7 of our quarterfinalists ready to go for the next round of play that will be tomorrow. But we have 1 more slot to give out. That slot is going to be fought over between Viewability and Blame It on the Wi-Fi. And that match is going to come right after this short break, guys. Don't go anywhere, because there is sure to be more great Call of Duty action right around the corner. Hey everybody, welcome back for the final time tonight to Activision Blizzard Media's first esports tournament, the Agency Showdown. Of course, if you're just joining us, we're well deep into week 2 action now. This is going to be the final match of the round of 16, and that means we've already had 7 teams making it through to the quarterfinals. Those teams are in order. You and We Tried, the Inner Circle, Aligned by EOD, Off Patents, KLAUD of Duty, WQ United, and lastly, I should say, GSD Mania joining in after their last match win against Flavors. Every single match today has been a very clean 2-0 performance by the victors. Now we have viewability versus Blame It on the Wi-Fi for the last match of the evening. This is going to be an absolutely great one, of course, because both of these two teams did not have the cleanest of victories in their first round matchups. Viewabilities actually did beat out KD conversion rates 2-0, but it was some relatively close rounds in the Search and Destroy. It did end up 2-6-2, 6-3 to them. Blame It on the Wi-Fi, however, I think had a much larger scrap in round number 1 against Diamonds in the Rough. They actually ended up beating them out in map number 3. It was 2-1. They got destroyed. They got dominated on Hackney Yard in map number 2, but it did end up going their way in the grand scheme of things. So that's Blame It on the Wi-Fi. That's viewability. Those are the 2 teams that we do have here for the final match in the round of 16, as I have done for every single match today. I'm going to point out 2 players that I think are the players to watch out for here on viewability and Blame It on the Wi-Fi. For me personally, I would say Tingle for viewability is the player that you want to be looking out for. They are the player that for me is just has the edge. And on the other side, for Blame It on the Wi-Fi, I actually struggled here, going back and watching the VODs, because in various different games, it was Cronenberg Jake in that very first round 11 performance on Backlot, and then on the third and final map, it was Splode that just came out and exploded against Diamonds in the Rough in that Ramasa win in map number 3. So I actually went with Splode. I think Splode was the slightly more consistent player in that matchup against Diamonds in the Rough in round number 1. But I think that says a lot about this Blame It on the Wi-Fi side, that they do have 2 very consistent players on the lineup that can both go off at any one time. So it's going to be a very interesting match, of course, as viewability takes on Blaming the Wi-Fi. Remember, guys, as always, of all of these matches across the entirety of the tournament, it is best of 3. And that means, of course, that the first team to win 2 games of Search and Destroy will be the victors of the match. And we'll be moving on in our single elimination bracket to, in this case, the quarterfinals, where we will just be down to our final 8 teams. And it feels kind of nice already to be down to that stage, because I think all of these teams at this stage in the tournament are very, very good rosters. They've proven their worth. And again, I'll say what I said at the end of week 1, which is I was very pleasantly surprised by just how good some of these teams are in the tournament coming in. I had no idea about sort of what the level of play I was going to see out of a number of players, a number of rosters across this tournament, and I have absolutely been blown away by just how good everyone has actually been. So whoever has participated in this tournament so far, be proud of yourselves. Again, I think we got, 20 agencies participating in this tournament, and 32 teams overall have entered, and all of them have shown up and played very, very well. So thanks to everyone for their participation. But for everyone watching and maybe not participating in this tournament, it's your duty to subscribe to this YouTube channel, because when you do, you'll get notified of when we go live tomorrow and every other day in this tournament, of course, as we reach the conclusion of the Agency Showdown. And of course, if you want to talk about any of the action that's going on tonight, you can do so on Twitter with the hashtag Agency Showdown. So make sure you guys are watching that. That being said, I believe our map number 1 is ready in this series. It is going to be Crash. For the first time tonight, we're going to be seeing this Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare classic. Of course, it is a remaster of one of the OG maps in competitive Call of Duty. Actually, this is a map from way back when. So in the days of Big Timer and Rambo, this is the map that I think a lot of players used to love. I think if you're an old timer in Call of Duty, that's not to say you're old, I'm young, I think is what we'll say. This is going to be a map that you'll absolutely love, and we're getting right into it now with viewability and Blame It on the Wi-Fi. Viewability are going to start on defense, Blame It on the Wi-Fi start on the offense. And if you're new here, you won't know that we're switching sides every 3 rounds. So Blame It on the Wi-Fi get 3 goes at the offense here. Cronenberg Jake is trying to jump up on the pallet. It's not going to happen, as the help from Splode. But Blame It on the Wi-Fi, right off the rip here, I've actually managed to find their way onto the site entirely uncontested. Splode going to play with that first kill gets it onto Oh My God Lol Barbecue. Boy, have I missed saying that name. 725 kill from Splode, beautifully played, as Blamed on the Wi-Fi now have a 3 versus 2 advantage. The bomb is now going to act as a 4th man too. Another mission, another objective for viewability to work with, and that's not going to work. Splode is guarding these stairs with the 725, looking for the 3rd and final kill, of course. Might not find it just yet, but Tingle looking to do something here. Does get the first kill onto Cronenberg. Jake turns around for the 2nd, but Splode looking for the ace and will get it. And I will say one thing. I like this from Splode. Not only are they using the 725, but they're actually rocking the Atlanta FaZe kit. Got the emblem there. They're rocking the nice kit. Not the camo. A little bit disappointed about that, but I like that. And if anyone doesn't know what the Atlanta FaZe are, they're a Call of Duty League team. And that means they're one of the 12 franchise teams that make up the Call of Duty League, the professional Call of Duty esports environment. You guys can catch that action at youtube.com/COD League every 2 weeks. Right now, though, here in the Agency Showdown, Cronenberg Jake is bringing the competitiveness, puts that first kill up against Tingle, and this is that jump up that Cronenberg Jake was looking for in the prior round. Unfortunately, it's going to work out, well, not very well. Oh my God, Lol Barbecue is able to take the head of Cronenberg Jake, and now it's a 2 versus 2 here between Splode and Beautiful. Of course, Beautiful now going to pick up that bomb. Splode provided some great cover. And viewability, unfortunately, have kind of overextended themselves a little bit too far. They've pushed all the way outside of A and now have to retake it. Bomb is down. Splode was a god with this 725 in the prior round. Is going to be, again, picks up that first kill, goes for the reload, and Bios surely is going to challenge any second. Now has an MP5 in hand. It's not a bad weapon to take. Gets the first kill, looking for the second. We'll find a beautiful clutch there from Bios as he takes a 2-piece with the MP5. And look at this. Bios, okay. I was going to say Bios looked to play it tactically. He was going to actually run down the clock to about 5 seconds so that they have some time for Dead Silence to reload. But I think actually the problem was there that they actually utilized Dead Silence. You're going to see this beautiful 1 versus 2 clutch there. Splode gets too aggressive. Beautiful. Unable to win it. And now we're 1-1 here. And remember, this is the final round now for Blame It on the Wi-Fi on the offense. Cronenberg Jake with the bomb in hand. Let's see what they can do with it. Stun thrown out. It's going to be Tingle starting things off with the first blood. Bios responds with a lovely kill. And now it's down to Splode in a 1 versus 3. Of course, even with this M4 in hand, don't really know what Splode can actually do. I believe this is actually an M13, sorry. No, it is M4. Ignore me. Getting mixed up with my weapons here. But Splode now with this M4 in hand, looks for that first blood. Unfortunately, not going to be able to find it. Of course, has the 725 to work. Gets the beautiful first kill now. Makes it a 1 versus 2. Oh my God, Barbecue going to face him. And Splode gets that kill too. And now it's down to Tingle versus Splode, my elected MVPs for both respective teams here in this matchup. Splode gets the 1 versus 3. Beautifully played there from Blame It on the Wi-Fi. Beautifully played from Splode. Starting this one now, 6-1 after that clutch. What a performance. 7-1 actually. Splode doing the Atlanta FaZe proud here with the 725. Maybe not the weapon of choice if you're an Atlanta FaZe member. Of course, it is technically banned in the competitive rule set. That's because of how incredibly powerful it is. That being said, Blame It on the Wi-Fi. Now 2-1 up off the back of a great clutch from Splode, but they can't rely on Splode clutching up all the time. You need to have Beautiful and Cronenberg Jake step up here in this game. Blame It on the Wi-Fi defensively have control over A. They also have one of the players in the back map. That's going to be Beautiful with... That's the AUG, actually. Gets the first kill. It's going to be the round 7. Takes down Bios. Headshot. Tingle responds with a kill onto Cronenberg Jake. Now it's Splode and Beautiful against Tingle and Oh My God Lol Barbecue. And just like that, Splode takes out Tingle. It's down to Oh My God Lol Barbecue 2-4-1 to cook us something special on the grill. What do you got for us? Hot dogs, burgers? Plan on the bomb, that's what it's got. Goes for the kill, don't let it get it. Splode takes him down with a 725. And just like that, Splode gets a 2-piece in the round. Beautiful gets 1. And Blame It on the Wi-Fi have yet another round in their back pocket. going to see Splode here get that kill. Takes the first shots actually with the M4A1, and Splode going to finish it with that stumpy variant of the 725. Now though, Viewability need to start getting something to go their way here. They're 3-1 down in this one. Cronenberg Jake throws a C4 out over towards A. Of course, it's not going to connect because Viewability haven't been all that aggressive in this round. You can see on the minimap that they've resorted to sitting in their spawn. I believe Splode is actually now utilizing all of these streaks. Cold-Blooded is going to cover most of the players. Splode going to land that cruise missile right next to Tingle regardless and pick up that kill. Now it's down to Bios. And oh my god, lol barbecue here in a 2 versus 3. Cronenberg Jake is down to oh my god, lol barbecue. Splode about to come head to head with a player, and there it is, 725 once again. You cannot stop Splode, not with the 725, and now it's oh my god, lol barbecue here in a 1 versus 2. Not going to matter because Splode has your number, and he is ringing it, my friend. Blame it on the Wi-Fi, 4-1 up now. And to be honest, I say blame it on the Wi-Fi. This is Splode, 4-1 up. I mean, what is this? 12 kills in 5 rounds? That is incredible. You got to think, right? There's only 3 kills maximum you can get every single round, right? So your average kills there is something like 2.5 kills a round. That is insane from Splode. Jeez. What a performance from Splode here. Blame it on the Wi-Fi are piggybacking off the success of a player that is dominating viewability. And if it wasn't clear what the win conditioning is for viewability, well, it most certainly is now. With Splode being 12-1, it is shut down that man before he can do any more damage in the early rounds. And once again, you do see viewability kind of playing this rather reserved. I think they've kind of been scared off by Splode here, who again is played safe. Well, oh, never mind. Splode is out the round. I mean, there you go. They needed to shut down Splode. I think Splode has shut themselves now. Shots going down. Oh my god, Lord Barbecue going to miss every single one against Beautiful. Elsewhere, Cronenberg takes down Bios. Beautiful takes down Tingle. And it's now down to the Barbecue himself in a 1 versus 2. Gets the first kill, second right in front. Cronenberg Jake, I think, has them on the ropes though, and blame it on the Wi-Fi. Now going to be on map point here, folks. Cronenberg Jake. Lucky, I think, that Barbecue was actually weak there because Barbecue turns around for the kill. But still. Blame it on the Wi-Fi, playing this one astronomically. But viewability, they do have some fight in them, I feel. They're not a bad squad by any means. They proved that with their 2-0 against KD conversion rates in round number 1 of this tournament. There it was 6-2 on Hackney Yard, 6-3 on Gunrunner, and Tingle came out as the MVP. Now what can they do here? Well, not very much, it would seem, right off the bat in round number 7. Oh my god, Lol Barbecue going to fall to Cronenberg Jake. Now Tingle and Bios in a 2 versus 3. Blame it on the Wi-Fi, have recovered control of A. Bios and Tingle going to fall to a great flank from Beautiful. Beautiful takes down Bios with that round 7. Tingle now left up in a 1 versus 3. Just pick up the first kills against Beautiful and Splode. But Bomb is down. Cronenberg Jake, all they need to do is defend this site until it drops to 5 seconds. 25 seconds more, but that is an eternity in Call of Duty time. Oh, Cronenberg Jake throws out a C4. That's the right place to do it. All you got to do is just explode that C4, and oh my god, Tingle just shot it, but wasn't outside of the radius of the explosion. Blame it on the Wi-Fi. Are going to take it 6-1. A great clutch there from Cronenberg Jake, and you're going to see that C4 thrown out. And it was a good play by Tingle, just unfortunately he couldn't actually get it while being far enough away from it so it wouldn't explode. So great kill there by blaming him on the Wi-Fi, and a great round. What a great map of Search and Destroy. Splode was kind of silenced in the last couple of rounds or so, but still, great performance all around. You really love to see it from Blame It on the Wi-Fi, as they are 6-1 up over viewability in the very first Search and Destroy map of this series. What a start to the match. And yet again here, we are seeing dominance in this Search and Destroy. I mean, all of today's matches has been incredibly dominant to the winning team. You really can't doubt that. I mean, what, Paratroopers won 2-0, WQ United 1-2-0, and GST Mania 1-2-0. All 3 of those teams just came out and dominated their matchups. I don't think they've had much problems at all. And once again here, Blame It on the Wi-Fi, proving themselves to be the better team. Now, though, we go to Gunrunner, where we know that Viewability have had some great performances here. They won map number 2 against KD conversion rates on this very map. Gunrunner, of course, is a map, if you're unfamiliar, it's in the Call of Duty League rotation. It is very one-sided towards one particular bomb site. Generally speaking, A, like, never sees plays whatsoever. In competitive, in casual, things are a little bit different, and of course casual is sort of the rule set that we're working with here in the Agency Showdown. So we have sort of more, I guess, of the A-bomb site scene, as teams generally prefer just to run straight down Cole, straight towards A. They don't actually like B in casual setting. At least that's what I've noticed from casting the Agency Showdown over the last week or so. That being said, Gunrunner search and destroy here. Viewability well and truly have their backs against the wall. Can blame it on the Wi-Fi, though. Close it out in map number 2. Well, we're about to see. Blame it on the Wi-Fi now. Jumping into the map against Viewability. Remember, guys, blame it on the Wi-Fi with a 6-1 performance in map number 1 on Crash. Look now to do well. Viewability here. Straight towards A they go. Tingle with this bomb in hand. To be very careful though, because Splode has made their way into the boiler room. If Splode gets some bad Call of Duty time, and no, not going to matter. Everyone wins their one-on-one engagements, and just like that, blame it on the Wi-Fi on the defense. Play that very strongly, and that's the aggression that you want to see from a team on defense on this map. You presume that Splode will know exactly how to play this stuff anyway, having the Atlanta Phase emblem and the kit, the appearance on your character. Explode. Oh my god, missing some 725 shots, some integral ones too, because now A control in favour of Viewability. They can get this bomb down, really no problem. Cronenberg Jake tries to put some shots in. Beautiful as far away from the bomb site as they can possibly be. Cronenberg Jake is going to draw up first blood though. Bios is now down. 30 seconds now for a Tingle and oh my god, lol barbecue to defend this site. Cronenberg Jake now continuing on, gets a second kill. It comes down to a one-on-one engagement. It's down to Beautiful. Now in a 1 versus 1. Turns this corner very, very slowly. Tingle has been in the exact same spot all round long. Beautiful doesn't see Tingle. Tingle may have just outplayed Beautiful here. Stun is thrown out. Nade is actually thrown out. And now Beautiful has been made weak. Stim shot comes in, but it's just a little bit too late, as Viewability are going to tie this one up at 1-1. Beautiful played there from Viewability. And they actually outplayed, blame it on the Wi-Fi, running straight towards A. I feel like Splode may be missing those first 725 shots, kind of contributed towards that A push. It was very easy for them to just encroach on the bottom site, get it down, and then defend from there. Jake almost causes some issues, though. Viewability. Take the bomb once again towards A, and guess what, guys? Splode is down for the count. That 725 has been neutered somewhat here. The Viewability have to be very wary because Cronenberg Jake is right on this flank. Gets that first blood, looks for the second. Tingle going to turn around for the kill. Does leave Beautiful in a rather peculiar situation. 1 versus 2, second kill right in front of him. Gets it, and that's a beautiful clutch from Beautiful. Going to be able to pick up the defuse any second now. Oh my god, lol barbecue and Tingle didn't even know what hit him. And on the final offensive round, blame it on the Wi-Fi. Well, they do very well on the defense. Well, 2-1 up are blame it on the Wi-Fi. Now they're the ones that have to make a move here. Cronenberg, Jake, Splode, and Beautiful are angling towards this A push. Of course, Tingle, who has been the best performing player on Viewability by far, is there for the defense. Jake takes down Bios. So now it is a 2 versus 3 here. Tingle and Barbecue looking for this defense. It is a good defense from Tingle. on the A site. Beautiful fall, but Jake responds with a beautiful kill and blame it on the Wi-Fi just like that. Are able to take control of A. Tingle cannot hold down for all by themselves, and Splode closes things out with a kill. Good stuff here from Blame It on the Wi-Fi. 3-1 up now in this search and destroy. So we go into their second offensive round. Check towards mid-map. I think they're keeping options open here in this round. Be careful, though, if your viewability explode, as I set on a potential flank and has been proven to be very proficient with this 725. Elsewhere, though, Bios is going to take down Cronenberg. Jake, beautiful responds with the kill onto Tingle. So now a 2 versus 2. But this flank still absolutely on the cards, and look at this from Splode. Perfect timing to utilize dead silence. Comes around the corner, picks up the kill with the 725. Of course, it is going to be the last remaining player for Blame It on the Wi-Fi. Beautiful to pick up the kill elsewhere onto, oh my god, lol, Barbecue with the corruptor variant of the Ram 7. Blame It on the Wi-Fi now, though. Have the chance to go towards A or B. Cronenberg Jake slides their way over. Going to run straight into Bios. This one-on-one engagement will be important for control over the B site. Jake has to win it. Of course, utilizing now dead silence to make the move forward. Elsewhere, beautiful falls to a well-placed nade from Tingle. Cronenberg Jake is actually going to plant this bomb. I don't think Bios is aware whatsoever that this bomb is actually being planted. Will be now. Gets the kill onto Cronenberg Jake, and now Explode left up in a 1 versus 3. Takes some shots from the other side of the map. Gets that first kill onto, oh my god, Barbecue. Looking for the second. Tingle surely going to take him down, and they do. Explode unable to perform any more heroic actions, and Tingle will defuse the bomb. Viewability looks strong here in round number 6. They're not done just yet, but still, you got to remember, Blame It on the Wi-Fi. Just 2 search and destroy rounds away from taking a win in this series and being the final team to make it through to the quarterfinals. Well, OMG lol Barbecue 0-6, probably not the best performance. This is where you won't need to see your players step up. Spoke once again, making a very aggressive push and going to be punished for it. There we go. I said Barbecue needs to step up. That's the first kill in the round against Splode. And now it is a 3 versus 2. Blame It on the Wi-Fi have lost their best performing player across the series, but Jake has actually stepped up a little bit better in this one. Now they go down. Now down to Beautiful in a 1 versus 3. Going to plant a proximity mine in the right place. You feel like might get shot in the back any second now by Barbecue, and they do. Viewability are going to take yet another round, and Blame It on the Wi-Fi. They look stunted. And again, I feel like this is one of those situations where Viewability have kind of noticed what Splode is doing, which is just running at them on the defense, and they're ready for it every single time. Splode, I think, needs to chill a little bit. I know that you want those close quarters kills with the 725, but you can be a lot more effective if you just sit back with your M4 at this point. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not Splode will actually learn from his mistakes. And there we are. He does. Straight away, gets that opening blood onto Bios. That's surely going to slow up this push towards A. You can see that Barbecue's not exactly enthusiastic about pushing for it. And why would you be? It's Beautiful Jake win their respective one-on-one engagements and Blame It on the Wi-Fi. Find themselves on match point here on Gun Runner Search and Destroy. 5-3 up. Jake with the final kill onto Tingle. Now, Blame It on the Wi-Fi again. They have 3 chances to close out this series. Map number 2, and to become the final quarter-finalist for tomorrow's set of matches. Viewability. Now, making their move towards B. Splode with 725. Actually going to miss both shots. That's a first. Let's get away with their life though. Blaming on the Wi-Fi haven't lost all that much, but they have lost control of B. 40 seconds now. Bomb is planted for Barbecue just to defend the site alongside their fellow comrades. Tingle draws first blood. Beautiful with a great response. Splode going to get away with their life. Not for long though. Now it's down Beautiful. Takes down Barbecue. And Tingle in a 1 versus 2 just has to defend this bomb from being defused. Beautiful is jumping on it. Surely not. The defuse is coming in, and I think the defuse isn't there. Beautiful clutch as Viewability live to see yet another round here. Oh my word. Tingle very, very close there. Blaming on the Wi-Fi now, 5-4 up still. Again, one of their chances has been squandered. Street coming out from Blame It on the Wi-Fi, I believe a portable radar to help assist them to finish this one off. Jake going to assist further as they get that first blood onto, oh my god, Lord Barbecue. Bios has been spotted out by Beautiful. Splode going to make that call, and guess what, guys? It's now down to Tingle, who has had the best performance out of the Viewability lineup in this match. Tingle needs to perform a 1 versus 3. Surely not here. 40 seconds to come and find this defuse somehow. Portable radar has been utilized by Beautiful. Tingle about to get taken down by the right. Surely not. Actually going to spot out Jake. Still now revealing their positions. Does get the first blood. 25 seconds now to make something happen. Tingle going to try and walk away from the site. Portable radar has now been called in actually by Tingle to help assist in defusing this bomb. Tingle though, she's going to get shot from the side. Take down Splode. Oh, surely not. No, not going to happen. Blame It on the Wi-Fi are going to close it out 6-4. And they will walk away with a win here. Beautifully played from Blame It on the Wi-Fi. Viewability close there, and I do feel somewhat for Tingle, who gave the performance of their lifetime here against Blame It on the Wi-Fi. But unfortunately, that means Viewability going to fall out in top 16. That will be the final placement for them. Round 2 is where they will finish up. For Blame It on the Wi-Fi, though, hey, you've got another round of Call of Duty to play tomorrow, and everyone at home, you've got another round of Call of Duty to watch tomorrow too. Of course, tomorrow we begin the quarterfinals. That means that Blame It on the Wi-Fi will join 7 other quarterfinalists already there. Just to confirm, it is You and We Tried, the Inner Circle, Aligned by EOD, the Off Patents, KLAUD of Duty, Paratroopers, WK United, GSD Mania, and finally Blame It on the Wi-Fi. There are 8 quarterfinalists, folks. The 8 teams that made it through from 32 to the last 8, and all of that action, every single quarterfinal matchup will be casted tomorrow from 4 p.m. Eastern. We're going to take it down to the last 4 teams, and oh my god, I'm very excited for all this Call of Duty action. For now though, guys, thanks to everyone for tuning in to day 2 of the second week of Agency Showdown action. If you want to subscribe to the channel, you'll be notified when we do go live tomorrow for the 3rd day of action in week 2 for the quarterfinals. And of course, if you want to check out the hashtag Agency Showdown Twitter, you can talk about all the action you saw today and how excited you are for all the action tomorrow. Again, thank you to everyone for tuning in day 2 of the Agency Showdown action. Make sure you're there tomorrow for the quarterfinals.